Go.
Patrick, this is Ainey McGinley, the king. I don't hide myself like you, talking behind doors. I show my face to everyone in the world. Number one in the world. They live in legend. Me and my sons. Fair fights are dirty fights. Right? Everyone knows who we are. In this country, in England, in Ireland, in the North, all over. I don't be fair to go anywhere. All fairs, Apple Day every year. It'd be an Apple Day this year, you wait to eat it. The Giants come to fight on the 6th of June. And if they don't come on the 6th of June, oh God, I beg you. I'm making a regular divine show of the money. Though I have all their names anyhow. They never won that. We've got all of them our life. But Pat McGinley, you're talking about my poor old dead mother there. Right? Right? Saying you paid for her old grave in this letter of copy. No, my aunt didn't pay for that years ago, Patrick. My grandmother was dead in by the graveyard. And that was their burying ground. And that was their grave they were put in there. My aunt Hilda and my brother Joe paid for that. Right? Years and years ago my grandfather died in Boyle, County Galway. You paid for nothing. Because you wouldn't have the price of it anyhow. Your old mortgage house and your old door and your old rent and your staying and robbing and old claims you got all your life back there. Accidents falling in under cars and lorries and bumpers and cars. And as all the insurance companies that tried in Southern Ireland, we have built them old bits of bangers of houses out of. And nothing. He had nothing. He had nothing. And I tell you the truth, I didn't say your wife was a nice looking woman. But you say you were Prince Charles. I don't know where you came out of. For a good looking man like my brother-in-law Willie and my sister Hilda good looking man, for the rare and ugly object like you, I'd fucking drown you. You ugly. You're not belonging to them too. They must have got you somewhere in a school or something, or a convent or somewhere, because you have nothing. You're going around, Patrick. A bit of a Christmas you showed, but a bottle of cider on top of the table and an old chrome pot. And you're saying you have a mansion, and that's what they're talking about, hiding around in the shed. Well, you get lost, Patrick. You don't know who you're talking to, man. I told you, Patrick, if you had to have my brains and your education, you would be a smart man. But, Patrick, you can never talk to like me, and you hide behind doors. You and your two little boys, your couple of little bits of girls, Patrick. In the name of God, Patrick, no one had married them, no one had bothered with them. You have them all framed. You have yourself in trouble all over the world. Now nobody wants you, nobody likes you, nobody loves you. You're nobody. And now you're an old faggot and you're an old bed, you're two sons, two old queers. Right? Women left them with away with men and pregnant already. And then they're gone. Patrick. Ah, Patrick, will you cop on, Patrick? Oh, Patrick, oh, Patrick, oh, Patrick, oh, Jice. You had two fine sons in the middle of the night. You found out your sons had no balls. The women moved on with a fine pair of balls. Now the women is pregnant, and Patrick, you are crying, and the women is pregnant with a fine pair of balls. Toorally, toorala, and Patrick, you can have look at children next year. Patrick, you're nobody. You'll always come and listen to the king. Toorally, toorala, oh Patrick, oh Patrick, oh Patrick, oh Jice. Bye-bye.
Well, Patrick, now, how are you keeping? You're saying you're multi-millionaires and you've got plenty of money and this and that. Yes, you maybe built a wee house. But for one thing, if you're multi-millionaires, why is your son driving around the transit van for? Why is he not driving Range Rovers or Fiaris or Porsches or Mercedes? Why is he driving around the transit van for? And another thing, Patrick, why are you driving around an old Toyota car? You're saying you're multi-millionaires and you've got plenty of money, you're building mansions. Your two sons bought two old burned cottages out in Longford. One cottage, a man got burnt alive inside it. Another one wouldn't be worth talking about. A shed, you'd have a better shed in it. You're saying about when we met Popperman, we got cut up. Yes, when we had rows, we cut them, they cut hose. We had a load of rows. A cut is not in the hose. When we get cut, we can stitch our own body up. But another thing, Patrick, is certain men is staying in England and they own your pride. They cut your sons up. Whatever bit of pride you got through the years, they took it off you. They ran you like a sheepdog and cut your sons up. You're nobody, Patrick. You'll never be anyone. You are a gomy boy with your cone's head and your baldy head. A couple of fellas there and certain men, some Stokes, brought you and your two young fellas out of the dead house. and one of his young fellas drove your car away, and the blood was running out of your two young fellas, and all you kept saying, get them to the hospital, get them to the hospital, you dirty, rotten animals bastard, you were cutting your sons was cutting a million bits, and you couldn't do nothing around it. You went home Ireland then and tried to burn people's places and burn people's houses. Go away, Patrick. The men will build them bigger and they'll build them better. And you're still living in your old house and you can't live it. Your house got burnt by certain men. Burnt your house to the ground. And you done nothing fucking about it. And you got cut up, you got burnt up, and you got slapped up. Get off the internet and don't come back to hustle more, you're going me by you. And another thing, Patrick, you're saying about your little young one. She is a sick young one. She's a handicapped young one. And she's read Divine Rotten, your young one is. Your daughter's the biggest whore in the world. You're on about my mother. My mother is the best looking travelling woman in the world. You see your daughter, son. Your daughter ran away with Joe's John's young fella. And all the men was after my mother. They couldn't get her. She's nearly 60 years of age. Go away, Padre. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, will you go and drown yourself? You go and get the fellas back who ran away with your daughter. Will you go away? You're begging you. My mother is the queen and my father is the king. You will never be any good to us, Patrick. And you'll never get through to me or my brothers or my father. Because the first place I get you or any of your sons and run the razor across your throat. That's what I'm doing to you. You scummy, baldy bastard. You'll never get through to us. We are the best. You baldy bastard. You're talking like a woman. You're queer. You are a proper weak queer boy. A wee woman talking. That's what he's on the internet. Get away, Patrick. You'll never get through to us. Bye-bye now. Go back to the men who cut you up, who burnt you up, who slapped you up and made a laugh you and took all your pride off you. Bye-bye, Cone's head.